Hello everybody, Lotu for Life here, bringing us a brand new video, and today we are going to be doing something I have not done in almost 5 years. So all the way back in 2021, I did a video where I ranked the war beasts. And, I was thinking, you know what, let's go ahead and do that again, but this time we're going to do the Conjurers. I actually need to go back and watch that video. I'm pretty sure my, my ranking on the war beasts would be about the same. Where like Blabsatan I think is probably the best generic one in terms of like if you just want to build a war beast deck and focus on the recklessness stuff with the conjurers and all that. Korra needs his own deck, and Tanai basically needs his own deck. Igzik, you kind of got to do your own thing with him too. But I'm going to change things up a little bit because it won't like open up the picture. I gotta actually I can't click it. So we're gonna use the wiki here. Thank God for Brave, just blocking all the ads on here automatically. Oh my god. Anyway, so we've got our tiers here. We have top tier conjurer. These are the best of the best, the ones who pretty much go to any conjurer focused war beast deck and everything where you actually need them. So, ignoring Gitana and Igzik. Then we got good alternative to where these guys, they're good enough to play if you can't afford or can't get the good ones, top tiers. We got the situational. This really depends on what you want to do. We've got the bad, and then we've got the reserved, which I wanted to name it just the creature's name, but we're going to just call it reserved to make it not a spoiler. Let's be honest, we know who's going here. Who's the worst of the worst. So anyways, we're going to go in release order with the exception of Aban War, who I'm going to say for last. I never even knew this card was a thing. I clicked on, I went on to Recode and onto the wiki to check out the Conjurers, make sure I knew them all. I pretty much figured, but then I'm like, oh, who the heck is this guy? So he's a promo. I don't think he has a physical print. I've never seen one or even heard of him. I think he was an online-only promo, if I had to guess. There's nothing on here about what set he was released, and so I'm pretty sure he was an online-only promo. But anyways, we are going to include him as well, even though you can't play him anymore unless you just print him out. So anyways, let's take a look at our first one here. We've got Jermes. Jermes was the first good old Conjurer common out of the very first set with these guys, which was, of course, Silent Sands. Jermes, I think, actually might be the only common. Is he the only common? Oh my god. Okay, so I know it says OP and that's common, but then it's a promo. So Jermes is the only common Conjurer. That's interesting. Huh. Anyways, so Jermes is a common from Silent Sands. He has an average stat of 30 courage, power, 60 wisdom, 40 speed, and 45 energy. They range anywhere from 20 to 40, 50 to 70, 30 to 50, 40 to 50. No elements and 2 music counters. He reduces recklessness damage dealt to war beast you control by 10, and if he has no music counters, you sacrifice him. So I get it. He's a common. He's supposed to be bad. His recklessness reduction is actually really solid. For war beast, 10 is actually a really good number. I'd say it's the average, really. So Jermes is not bad with that. In that regard. So if you're a kid opening Silent Sands and you want to build a war beast deck, and you just cannot pull the Rainan, who's an uncommon, and you can't pull the Bitchute, who's a rare, you know what, Jermes will get the job done for what you need. The downside is, of course, you use both his counters, he's going to kill himself, which actually probably just got this YouTube video flagged. Oh well, whatever. So, Jermes, he sucks. There's, especially with the newer Conjurers that came out later, there's no reason to play Jermes at all. At all. Next up, we got my boy Rainan. I remember using this guy a lot as a kid, and for good reason. So he's an uncommon. He reduces recklessness damage dealt to war beasts by 10, and you can spend a major counter to heal a creature by 10. His general stats aren't all that great, as is the usual with Conjurers. 45 courage on average, 25 power, 55 wisdom, 45 speed, and 35 energy is the average. Rainan is actually a really solid Conjurer overall. I can even see an argument for playing him later on, because hey, that heal 10 is always nice. The only thing is like there's music that just does it better, and so you can always just use music counters for it. But like if you're like again like if you're looking at Silent Sands format, Rainan is arguably the best conjurer from back then. Like he heals 10, he reduces recklessness by 10. He's got okay stats. He's not going to win a fight or anything unless he's fighting another Muge, but you know what? He gets the job done. So I'm going to put him. He's like going to be the bottom of situational. Like I should have really put just a meh. I should have put a meh. Yeah, I didn't think about that. He's like just meh. So yeah, he's not as bad as Drames, especially compared to later conjurers, like in general. But he's definitely not something you'd play these days. Next up, we got Blean, who I've always just loved this freaking artwork of him with Aban behind him, or crap, I forget his name. Is it Aban? It's been forever since I've read Uberon, that's what it was. I knew it. I was switching to B and the O, R, whatever it was, around in my head. Anyways, this artwork, what's the kid say these days? He's got so much aura in the Muge there as well. So he's a rare. He's got reduced damage to War Beast you control by 10, and you can pay a music counter to reduce recklessness dealt to War Beast you control by another 10 until a turn. Meaning that one Blean can represent 20 damage a turn prevented to your War Beast in terms of recklessness. Which is solid. You play 2, you pop both. That's 40 damage. That's actually like that almost wipes out Core's recklessness value for a turn, which isn't terrible. However, again, he just gets power crept by other conjurers who came out later, and honestly, like he does functionally the same thing as Rainan, except Rainan heals 10. So I feel like Rainan kind of edges out Blean actually. In that regard, but like again, I can see a situation where like you kind of maybe want to play Blean, but like you know what, I'm gonna put Rainan up here. I like the healing. That's always good, you know. And activated effects of a creature are a little better than music because it's not as easily negated. So I'm gonna put Rainan here, and we're gonna leave Blean over here. He's gonna be above Drames because Drames is just not good. And we got the most infamous creature, super rare in the game, arguably. Fivarth, God, the one of only a couple conjurers to make the cut into the TV show. And, oh boy, I remember being so happy when I pulled him as a kid. I was like, oh my god, he's got to be good, right? Guys, I'm not gonna beat around the bush. Fivarth is arguably the worst creature in the game. Okay, so let's look at his effects. Reduced recklessness damage dealt to War Beast you control by 5. He's a super rare, and he reduces less than the common and rare and uncommon. Okay. Fivarth may not be the target of music or abilities. This includes your own, by the way. It does not say of your opponent or anything. Unless there's a rule that says, oh, that doesn't apply to you. I'm pretty sure that applies to you. So you can't even, like, buff him yourself, if anything. And then let's look at his stats. Yeah, Fivarth has the lowest stat lineup on any creature ever. He averages 15 in everything. Everything. Even energy. So, but, like... Okay, look, I have a 3 min Fivarth. It's either a 2 or 3 min. I forget. It's really close. It was something that's like, yeah, no, it's a 3 min. It's almost a 5 min. I almost kind of want to hunt one down. That's hilarious. Having 5 minimum in every stat except for health, where he hits 10. I kind of wish they would have bopped it down just 5. Make it to where you can have a 5... 5 min, 5, just everything, creature. Fivarth, oh yeah, he does have 2 magic counters, which is good. But Fivarth should have been the common. Okay, like, here's the thing, okay, if Fivarth reduced by 10, I would actually probably, like, play him up there with Rainan. Because here's the thing, none of the conjurers are going to survive. Any fight that they get into. It doesn't matter. Well, at least none of these first wave ones. Some of the ones later on can put up a fight if they have to. But Fivarth, if he kept this and reduce recklessness by 10. And you know what? Yeah, keep the bad stats. At least then you're not going to get Cannon of Casualty. Rainan, 2 cannons of casualty, and then there you go, you lost a Conjurer. Blean, same thing. Drames, actually, if you have max energy Drames, he will survive 2 cannons of casualty. But yeah, Fivarth, he can't survive even 1, even at max energy, provided he could be targeted, of course. So, of course, that's why they put the non-targeting effect on him. But that doesn't save him. He is the worst creature ever in the history of Chaotic, at least in my opinion. If I ever do a like top 10 worst creatures of Chaotic, Fivarth would probably be number 1. Look, I want to like Fivarth. I have like 5 copies of him I pulled from like forever ago, and like it's just mesmerizing just how bad his stats are. His artwork makes no sense to me either. I mean, I get his other leg is probably over here, but to me it just looks like he's got 1 leg and 2 arms coming out. Or that Edson, like, am I the only one seeing that? It's just so funny. Now then, let's talk about Sevel. Sevel was the only conjurer released in the first Morellian Invasion set, which was Beyond the Doors, and he was the second super rare, and that makes it where there's only 2 super rare conjurers, actually, Fivarth and Sevel. That's as high as their rarities ever got. We never got an Ultra. I guess a promo technically would be higher than a super. I don't know. It's a promo and it's a common, as the black promo common. Anyways, Sevel. He's a minion conjurer, so that's interesting. He's got wind, which is really cool. First one to have an element. And he's actually also got pretty decent stats all around. Not the greatest. He's still... He just barely edges out Drames in terms of energy down here. But the big thing, and what makes Sevel so good, is that he reduces recklessness damage to each war beast you control by 10 for each of their for each of his Mujic counters. I was thinking of Habbeck over here for a second there. Anyways, Sevel has that, which is really good. So just having 2 Sevel out, that's minus 40 recklessness. And you are free to spend 1 Mujic counter on either of them too, so that you still have minus 30. And of course, if you pair this up with Mujic counter gaining effects like the Mipedian's Balladeer Flute, stuff like that, you can, of course, keep him going. And yeah, Sevel's really good. He does have the funny brainwash text down here, of course, where he does the reverse, where if he's brainwashed, he increases recklessness Delta War Beast by 10 for each major counter on him, which is really cool. I don't think that's good, but that's like a really funny side of thing that like you can do if Chaotic ever had siding from back in the day. Oh, I'm playing against a War Beast deck. Cool. I'll just switch out 2 of my support minions for 2 Sevel. You're getting plus 40 recklessness. Good lord. Really, really just kind of funny with that. So, I think I kind of said it here. Sevel is the top tier conjurer. There is one other who's going to be in there with him, but Sevel is the best conjurer in the game, without a doubt. If you can get your hands on one, he's the guy you play. However, he's also a rather expensive super rare. I think he's like 40 or 50 bucks last I checked, and I don't want to spend that much on him. Anyway, so here we go. We got Appeli, who came out in the next set. Appeli has the actual same effect as Sevel over here. Reduces recklessness damage dealt to your War Beast by 10 for each Mujic counter on Appeli. The big thing here is that he has 1 to start out with. But when a War Beast you control becomes a target of a Mujic or ability your opponent controls, Appeli gains a Mujic counter. So that's really, really important. Now, comparing stats to Sevel, he's actually roughly the same. Like, very close, except he's got higher courage. You know, let's move this up a bit to try to make it to where... Oh, come on. There we go. So, comparing stats, I mean, his stat spread's a bit different. It's mainly up here instead of down here. and he's got the same base energy, high energy, all that stuff. Here I am talking like it's Pokemon. Actually, that's probably a good comparison for like stats and stuff in Chaotic to Pokemon. So Appeli is the poor man's Sevel, and I mean he's good. Like he is good. You slap him with a Mipedian Baladier's Flute, he gets a Music counter, and then, oh hey, there you go, now you got two, and he's basically Sevel. Downside is you're giving your opponent a Music counter, of course. But on the flip side, if your opponent tries to, like, kill one of your guys with, like, I don't know, Cannon Casualty or something, like, let's say they get Blaziken down to 20, their next attack could kill it, but they're going to try to kill it with a Cannon Casualty just in case. Cool, you get a Music counter off of that with Appeli, and then you can cast a Music with Appeli, and you're still good. Appeli, I think, is one of those cards where if you play against a deck that's very Music heavy, like Underworld Burn or something, he's very solid in those matchups because they basically have to use their burn to go after him or one of the others, like if you play multiple, in order to try and get rid of him, or you're just going to keep gaining more Music counters. I do think he could go and he's a good alternative. He is one of the better conjurers, and yeah, just a really good card. I've grown to really like him, playing him IRL and everything. It's kind of funny because he feels good playing him. Like, you just get more Music counters and you can just keep racking them up. I gained like 3 off of on him on one match one time. Next up, we got Isov, who was the only one released in the third set. Notice we're getting only one in each set, which really sucked. I kind of wish we would have gotten like 2 maybe, but to be fair, we also only got like 1 or 2 War Beasts in each of these. With Sevel, we got Killeron. With Appeli, we got Gloss, who of course is in the artwork. That's something I really like about the Conjurers. Most of them feature their corresponding War Beast. Like you can see Eerie back here. Drames doesn't have anything, but anyways, Isov came out alongside Grantikai, I think. No, Grantikai's the general. Gaffet Ra, that's his name. Gaffet Ra. And Isov is a very interesting conjurer. So he just says reduce all damage dealt to War Beast you control by 5, and you can only control 1. He's unique. He's got Air and Earth, which is really good, and he's actually got a solid stat spread all around for a Mipedian. 75 speed, that's okay, capping out at 85. And he's got the standard squishy energy of a Mipedian at 55 at max. Isov is a conjurer who can fight, for one thing. That's really good. That's really helpful. But also is the fact that it reduces all damage dealt to War Beasts by 5. Now that applies to Recklessness, and it applies to damage that your opponent would try to do with him. You pair him up with Sevel or an Appeli, and you get the even 25 minus damage. So there you go. And then on top of that, Isov is just constantly taking off 5 damage from any of your opponent's attacks or music. He's really solid. He's one of the best ones to play. And yeah, he is a top tier conjurer. There's no reason not to play him alongside like Sevel or Appeli. Then we got Habbeck. And Habbeck is an interesting one. Now, he came out in Alliances Unraveled, and he reduces Recklessness damage to your War Beasts by 10 for each elemental type they have. He's also got probably one of the weaker stat spreads, capping out at 35 energy, so he is vulnerable to those cannons. But he's got good speed and wisdom, but that's not relevant. The energy is the important part, so he doesn't get sniped. But anyways, Habbeck here is an interesting card, because if you are playing any of the multi-element War Beasts, whether that be good old Blaziken, Killeron, or Uberon, he's reducing almost their entire damage. And because of that, I think he's a situational, and he's probably the best one. I can see an argument for playing him in any build focused on Blaziken, Killeron. You can play him with Ninrin. The only downside is Ninrin only has 1 element, and of course there's Ninrin back there. But you slap a Citadel Lodestone on Ninrin, boom, now you got 2, and bam, that's 20. So I could see a reason to play Habbeck. The problem is that Sevel Appeli are just so good that it's like, why would you? But I can see a reason too. If Habbeck had even one music counter, I think he'd be arguably up there with like Sevel in terms of being good enough. Because if he had even one music counter, that means he'd be able to really do some heavy lifting with support, and I think that'd just be good. But he doesn't have anything special about him other than just reducing that damage, which is good. It's just I wish he could do more, but oh well. And then we got Aban War, who I never even knew existed until today when I sat down to do this video. He's a gecko-looking thing. Oh my goodness. So he reduces Recklessness damage dealt to War BC control by 5, and War BC control gain Waterproof 25. If I remember right, Uberon, doesn't he have like there he is. I think he's got Waterproof. I'm going to double check this real quick because that's funny. Yeah, Waterproof 10. So that's Waterproof 35 on Uberon. That is hilarious. But yeah, so Aban War. This is an interesting card to me. He's got Earth, which is good. We don't know what his general stats are, which sucks. He does have one music counter. I have no idea if he was a combatant at all or anything. But the fact he only reduces by 5 really, really sucks. And yet at Waterproof 25 is great, and water is one of the most common elements. So I can see an argument for playing him because of that. So again, I'm going to throw him in situational. I wish he reduced by 10, but I can see, I guess they thought, oh, well, you're getting 25 more health on your War Beast, so it's like, okay, who cares? You got 5 minus 5, and you need 25 health. You pair that up with Uberon, it's 35. That puts Uberon with just water alone. So let's see here. That's going to put him, oh my god, at like 80 health. At max. That's hilarious. I love Uberon, by the way. I wish he was more playable. Good lord, I hope he... I really, really was hoping that we would see retrains of the older War Beasts eventually, because, like, this design deserves to be playable. Dang it. Anyways, so, going back over the list, I think this is a pretty solid list overall here. In terms of the tier list and everything, I have played War Beast so much, and it's by far and away my favorite deck in Chaotic. I wish I had Sevel's. That's something maybe, hopefully, I'll be able to get with the revival of Chaotic. But I think this is a pretty good list here. We got Sevel and Isov up here in the top tier. Appeli is a good alternative to Sevel if you can't afford them, or if you want to play Appeli over because maybe you're playing against a bunch of burn decks or music heavy decks. Habbeck, is his name Habbeck? Darn it. Yeah, Habbeck feels good in certain builds. I just wish he had music counters. Aban War, I want to read it as being solid, but I'm not sure. I'm putting him in situational because of the waterproofing, and Rainan has that nice healing. Rainan really could go down here too, but I do like the healing. It's just power creep in general. If he like reduced by like 15 or something, it'd be a different story, but that'd be too much. Blean and Jermes by late stage Chaotic standards are just terrible. And then we got Fivarth as one of the worst creatures in the entire game. So that is everything. Tell me, guys, how would you rate the 9 Conjurers? I can't believe there's only 9. It really felt like there was more, but no, 9. That's what happens when you only get one a set after the initial support wave, which really, really sucks. But anyways, what do you guys think about the different Conjurers? Where would you put them? Do you agree with this ranking? Do you not? Let me know in the comments down below, and rate, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace out. Thank you all for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please consider rating, commenting, and subscribing to my channel. It all goes a long way to helping out me and my channel. And also, if you do, please consider following me on social media, as well as also checking out my other channels. Thank you all for watching. Have a great day. Peace out.